What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another episode of the Premier League Spurspective, where me and my brother go head-to-head from the Predict the Prem, and this is where we review the games. At the moment, the scores on the doors are 70 points to Simeon, 51 points to me, and the way the scoring works is you get 5 points for a correct scoreline, 3 points for a correct result on both teams to score, 1 point for a correct result, and then there's the star man as well. So me and my brother both pick one player each week, and you get 2 points if they score and 1 point if they assist. So let's get straight into it. Newcastle against Leeds, which finished 1-1 on the day. Me and you both went for Leeds to win and both teams to score 3-1 and 2-1. Did you manage to see any of this? Well, I mean, we were together. So.
Yeah, we didn't see any of it. But look, it's a good result for, decent result for Newcastle. So Maximum has really starting to add a regular end product to his play, I feel. So Maximum, he's becoming a serious player, I think. We saw it at the back end of last season as well. He's really starting to add an end product, and now we're seeing it more consistently. He's their main man, isn't he, for Newcastle? And he got a really nice goal in this one as well. But Leeds, again, still winless for the start of after 5 games.
Terrible start for Leeds so far.
And you got to think, how long are they going to be winless for? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think they've got a run of games now which they can get some points on the board, but they would have really looked at that game after their winless start from 4 games. They thought that, you know, maybe the 5th game against Newcastle away, they're probably looking at that to get some points on the board. So very disappointing from them.
Maybe some second season syndrome.
Well, at the moment it looks like that, but I think Leeds last season, they were much better second half of the season than they were the first half of the season. So maybe it's another case of that. But I back Leeds to turn it around because they've got some really good players there. They got some fight in that team, and they got Marcelo Bielsa as manager as well. So I back them to turn it around. That's for sure. But how much do you reckon Maximum's gettable for?
Well, they signed him for like 25 million, so
at least double that.
At least double that. For Dharma Traore was going 50. Might even be better than the Dharma Traore.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the two players, I might prefer Maximum than Dharma.
Honestly.
All right, let's move on. No points to anyone in that round. Wolves against Brentford. I went 1-0 to Wolves. You went 2-0 to Wolves, and it finished 2-0 to Brentford. And Brentford playing with 10 men for the last 20 minutes as well. I didn't see much of this game. Was it the same situation for Wolves, like piling on the pressure and not seeming to get over the line?
Pretty much. Brentford hit him a couple of times on the counter. There was a penalty early on that Tony slotted home. And then Ivan Toney set up in Buemo for the second goal, and a nice breakaway. And then Wolves did pile on the pressure without really threatening Brentford too seriously. Obviously, the red card helped them, but Adama was at his frustrating best in this one on the right-hand side, putting crosses in, but to no avail. And in fact, there was an interesting moment near the end of the game when Jimenez had a header, which went just wide, and in his frustration, he took his headband off and threw it on the floor, and he played the last 5 minutes without his headband.
Oh, really?
And I think he might be starting to get a bit frustrated with the whole situation, but yeah.
You know, I captained him this week in my FPL team.
I see, so you put the busky on him.
I really thought he was going to pull through. I really thought Wolves were going to win this weekend, but, you know, credit to Brentford, credit to them, because out of the 3 promoted clubs, I mean, they're the ones that are really standing out at the moment.
Big time. They're looking great at the moment, Brentford. And just as we thought, though, we might have a good season, but they've had a great start.
Yeah.
Are they still unbeaten?
No, I think they've lost 1 game, if I remember correctly. I can't remember who against, but I think they have lost 1 game.
They lost 1, yeah, okay, fine. They lost last week to Brighton.
Yeah, that was it. Burnley against Arsenal, which finished 1-0 to Arsenal. I went 1-1, you went 1-0 to Burnley, so another game, no points on the board for all of us, for both of us.
Yes,
but, you know, Arsenal probably deserving of the win?
I don't think so.
No?
I think a draw would have been a fair result in this one.
Why'd you say that?
Because I think Burnley played quite well, and Arsenal didn't really offer that much. They had the free kick, which is a great free kick from Odegaard, bit of quality. I think Burnley probably will feel a bit hard done by. They didn't get anything out of the game, especially last 20 minutes. They really piled on the pressure on Arsenal. They did hold strong, to be fair. Defensively was all right, but Arsenal didn't really have much, did they, in that game? I
didn't see it, so I'm asking. But I thought, from what I was reading about the game, I heard that Arsenal did have quite a few chances and didn't put them away.
And Burnley had a penalty which was overturned, which was correctly overturned, but it was overturned. Ramsdale gets a foot on it, and referee gave the penalty on VAR review. It was overturned, but I think a draw would have been a fair result. But I think it's one of those where when you grind out a win with a clean sheet, it feels earned. But I think when you look on the balance of play, a draw probably would have been a fair result.
2 games now for Arsenal: Norwich against and Burnley. You know what I mean? both pulling through with 1-0 wins. Not really that convincing from Arsenal just yet. And Burnley...
still winless.
Burnley have been terrible so far this season. They really have.
My pick
to go down.
Couldn't really get Barnes and Wood involved fully. And look, they usually have bad starts to the season, though, don't they? So I wouldn't... Well, we'll see. Maybe.
We'll see. Definitely more likely to go down than Palace, that's for sure.
You never know. I think they've... who has more points? I don't know.
I think Palace do. But let's move... Well, Palace have won a game, haven't they? Let's move over to Liverpool against Crystal Palace, which finished 3-0 to Liverpool. They're both getting points on the board as Sim goes for 3-0 and I go for 2-0. And that last minute bloody goal in the 18th... Oh, couldn't believe it when it went in.
Naby Keita.
Couldn't believe it. Naby Keita. I didn't see it.
Brilliant goal from Naby Keita. Left foot volley into the far corner. Sealed off a win. But you know what? Palace will feel hard done by in this game. Really hard done by. At 1-0, it was a very even game. And they had about a 20-minute period, Palace, where they were having chances. Edouard missed an absolute sitter in the second half. Didn't
do that against us, did he?
Absolute sitter. The cross comes in the box, and instead he's literally in the 6-yard box. And instead of just smashing it home, he decides to take a touch to get it down on the ground, and he takes a bad touch, and it falls into the keeper's arms. He should have just absolutely belted it into the back of the net. Palace were on top for a good period, didn't capitalise on it, and then Liverpool got 2 late goals to seal off a win. So the score definitely flattered Liverpool. Palace will feel hard done by, but look, another 3-0 win for another resounding win for Liverpool, and it continues their strong start to the season. Yeah,
they're going about their business in a good manner this season so far. Liverpool, they do seem to be back at it again after a season off last year with all those injuries. So credit to Liverpool. 5 points to you, 3 points to me. And let's move on to the next set of fixtures, which is Man City against Southampton, which finished 0-0 on the day. Yeah. Both of us going for 4-1. Horribly wrong there. What happened to Man City?
Yeah, they look tired. They maybe the whole fans thing, Pepper getting on the fans' backs, saying you want
How many
to see
turned
more
up
fans.
for this one?
Don't know. Apparently it was quite packed, but not. I don't know. But this was a controversial moment in this game, actually, with the penalty. Kyle Walker got the wrong side. Sorry, Adam Armstrong got the wrong side of Kyle Walker. Walker makes a challenge, and Adam Armstrong goes down. Referee, it was a goal-scoring position, so referee gave us a red card, penalty and a red card. And on review, I don't think it was a penalty. I think it was. I think the right decision would have been no penalty. However, I've seen less penalties given and not overturned.
Given for less, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've seen given for less and not overturned. So I don't know if overturning the decision was the correct thing to do from the referee. I think there was enough doubt in the decision to go with the original one. So I think it's probably very frustrating from a Southampton point of view, where the referees sometimes pick and choose when they want to overturn it and not. Because I think in this situation, I've seen, as I said, weaker penalties given. So I think Man City, although it wasn't a penalty, they kind of got away with it a bit, in a way. And
credit to Southampton as well. Not many teams are going to go to the Etihad this year and keep a clean sheet.
Definitely
so massive credit to Southampton for, even a 0-0 draw. They could have won 1-0 with that penalty, yeah, of course. But a 0-0 draw is a great result for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they won. City just seemed lackluster, seemed tired. They were trying all the different players in the front three, and it just didn't quite work for them.
All right, Norwich against Watford. Sim going 2-1 to Norwich. I went 0-0, and it finished 3-1 to Watford with Ismaila Sarr really pulling through in this game, scoring 2 goals. What did you make out of this one?
Yeah, I predicted goals in this game, but I predicted more for Norwich. So Watford, I didn't see much of it, but Ismaila Sarr, I know, was running riot. He's really showing what quality he has in the final third with this pace. He's got such amazing pace, and he's got, once he adds an end product, again, as we've said,
the strides he takes are amazing,
massive. He's like a big tall lad, and he can make big strides. So a good win for Watford, but we're really starting to get really worried for Norwich now. I really thought the weekend was supposed to be a very good opportunity for them to get their first win or point of the season. I thought they were going to do it. The fact they got so resoundingly beaten makes me think maybe they really are just going to be at the bottom of the league.
Yeah. I completely agree. We move over to the last game on the Saturday, which was Aston Villa against Everton, which finished 3-0 to Aston Villa, which was 0-0 at half-time. Quite an even game going into it. Then Aston Villa just really brushed them aside in that second half. I went 1-1. I went 2-2. You went 1-1. But Aston Villa with a resounding victory.
Once I saw the lineups, I knew Villa were going to win, because I think Everton, the way they play without Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin, there's no real threats on the pitch for Villa to worry about, and consequence of
Gray,
that,
Andros Townsend.
Yeah, you can stifle them. You can stifle them easily. And Villa, once they got that first goal, really opened it up. Matt Cash with a lovely goal as well, who's apparently been tapped up by Poland. Apparently, it's going to be Poland want him to be their right back, because he's English, but he's never going to be looking for England, is he? So apparently,
Has he got some Polish blood in him or something?
Yeah. So apparently, Poland want him to be there, and now that's a good player for Poland, I think, Matt Cash. Yeah. Great goal for the first one, and then Leon Bailey comes on, gets an assist with the own goal for Digne, and a lovely finish for the third, and then goes off injured. So great cameo from Leon Bailey, showing what he's all about. And I think he's a player who lacks a bit of consistency, but he does have star quality when on his day. So he could be a big player for Villa. Great win for them. First home win of the season. A bit of a reality check for Everton.
Yeah, and Leon Bailey's definitely a player that we could be doing with right now with all our injuries and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They got him as a steal of a price. They really did. A great signing for Aston Villa. But not many points on the board for both of us this week.
No, we're getting very wrong this week.
Let's move over to Sunday. Leicester against Brighton at the Amex. 1-1 you went for, and so did I, and the score was 2-1 to Brighton. And Brighton's absolutely insane start to the season continues.
Yeah, XGFC, and again they won the XG battle. This time they're turning it into wins.
Yeah, now they're 3 points FC.
Exactly. So look, fair play. Look, I was calling for Potter in the summer. I said Potter should have been my choice. And not saying I've been proven right, but I think at the start of the season, he's clearly doing something right, isn't he, Graham Potter?
Yeah.
Like Brighton, they sold Ben White, hasn't really hurt them. They invested in a few players. Basuma still as good as ever. More play with the penalty, which I think got lucky, because I don't think the first penalty should have been a penalty. I think I got a bit lucky with that one. But Brighton are ever impressive as always. The fact that how much Potter can do with what he's given is astounding to me. So I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I completely agree. And when you cast your mind back to last season, I mean, they were playing similar football, but they just couldn't get that ball over the line. And now they seem to really have found their goal-scoring boots on. And
to beat Leicester
four wins out of 5. Yeah,
impressive.
4 wins out of 5. Brilliant.
Like, you can't.
Well, Leicester aren't exactly on the best form, though, are they? With a lot of injuries and stuff.
You know, I know, but when Brighton, you can maybe say when they beat Brentford, it's only Brentford. But beating Leicester, it's no tall order.
Leicester nearly didn't beat Norwich.
Yeah, but look, Leicester are a good team. Leicester are a very good team. So for me, it's impressive that Brighton were 2-0 up, and they nearly, obviously, Vardy scored late on, but impressive result for me.
All right, West Ham against Manchester United at the London Stadium. I went 3-1, you went 2-0 to Manchester United, and it finished 2-1 to Manchester United. So suddenly some points on the board. You get 1, I get 3, but it was nearly none as Mark Noble comes on just to take the penalty right at the end for West Ham to make it 2-2, and he missed it. And he absolutely missed it.
Unbelievable moment. I think can clubs stop doing this, because bringing players on just to take a penalty? Because I don't know when it's ever.
West Ham to keep doing it, please.
I don't know when it's ever worked. Like, I can't think of a time when a player's brought on just to do a penalty and it's actually worked and they scored. I think it just puts undue pressure on that player to score. And I remember Vardy happened against Tottenham. A couple of years ago when we were playing at Wembley, Vardy came on to take a penalty, and he ended up missing. Lloris saved it. I remember in the Euros, Sancho and Rashford were brought on just to take a penalty. Yeah. They both missed, and it happened again. Mark Noble brought on just to take a penalty, and he's missed. So I think managers have to start learning from other managers' mistakes. But brutal moment. It was actually quite funny watching it at the Tottenham stadium, at the ground, because when West Ham got the penalty, everyone was like, "Oh, great, Man United going to drop points. Like, let's see, everyone's hoping West Ham score." Then everyone sees Mark Noble come on, it's like, actually, let's see if he misses. I kind of want him to miss.
It erupted when he missed.
Yeah, but it was quite funny, because everyone initially wanted West Ham to score, but as soon as Mark Noble was the sub made, it was like, okay, I actually want him to miss. It'll be too funny if he misses. And he ended up missing the penalty. So. Look, bad day for West Ham. Great goal by Lingard to win it right at the end as well. Rob sorting the wounds, and Ronaldo continuing his goal scoring form.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, 3 goals in 3. Jesse Lingard as well scored in his last 2 games, and really good goals as well from Jesse Lingard.
Really great. He seems to be back on it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Jesse
impressive from Jesse Lingard. And yeah, Man U going from strength to strength. Last game of the weekend was obviously Tottenham against Chelsea, which finished 3-0 to Chelsea. I went 2-0, you went 3-1. So that last minute change of decision screwed you out of a couple of points.
It did. We kind of went in between, didn't it? It was 3-0. Spurs couldn't have got a goal for me. Nothing.
Yeah,
unfortunately not.
A last minute goal does me out of 5 points once again.
Yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. But look, yeah, Spurs well beaten in the end after a positive start. And shame we couldn't get a goal in that first half.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So 3 points comes to me, 1 point to you as we move over to the star man, where Simeon chose Sadio Mane and I chose Mohamed Salah. And it was a battle between the two on the day. Mane getting the opening goal, Salah getting an assist, and then Salah getting a goal as well. So I ended up with 3 points and you ended up with 2 points.
Twice now, Mane's coming free for Starman.
And Salah twice as well.
Twice for you as well.
Because I got him the first week. Do you remember when we didn't have the assists? He got 1 goal and 2 assists that day. So I should actually be 2 points up on this.
We can't make rules after retrospective. I think we should have points for dribbles as well. Mane got like 10 dribbles.
Well, that's never been the question. But look, that is the end of the Spurspective. I did a little bit of catching up, not enough, a lot more work to do. But as it stands, it's 79 points to Sim, 64 to me. So a lot of football to be played. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm on the catch-up path. Come on. Let's go.
I'm going to extend it next week.
Thank you everyone for watching today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.